Hello everybody, Xanathar here, and today I am doing a review of episode 7 of the English dub of Ultraman Z. Let's talk about the characters. Let's talk about Riku, Ultraman Geed. Oh, in the start of this episode, he's at the store's base eating some ramen, and then he gets kidnapped because Cerebro wants to make a Betty coin. But I really liked is the fact of how he just wants to make Betty Rex and everything, and it's just really emotional, and I really like that a lot about Riku's character. Riku eventually leaves because he needs to go find more Devil Sprinters, but he originally wanted to stay on the Earth so he can keep defending it with Haruki, but Haruki tells him to go, and it's a really nice scene of the two. Let's talk about Haruki. Haruki is really good in this episode. He goes to rescue Riku and he eventually, says goodbye to Riku when Riku leaves. And it's a really nice scene. He made a promise to him he will attack the Earth. Let's talk about Judla. Judla is absolutely fantastic in this episode. He is so fun to watch, such a badass. I liked how Judla cuddled for Riku and says how he just makes ghost videos. I like the scene where the robots tending to be humans and then he realizes and tells them they're doing a bad job and he kicks them. Such an awesome character. And he saves Riku. Tosses to him and he tells him, hey, don't tell him he saved him. You know, the team don't know. I think that's just really fun. A very fun scene with Riku and Judla. Also, Judla finds out who Cerebro is and everything, finds identity, and that's very interesting. Let's talk about Yoko. Yoko is really good in this episode. She has such an hilarious moment with Zet. I love this scene so very much. She's just so much in love, and it's just so funny, and it's just hilarious. I love that scene. Let's talk about Yuka. Yuka is really good in this episode. He finds where they're holding Riku, and that is very interesting. Now let's talk about Ultraman Zero. Zero is fantastic in this episode. I love Zero so very much and so fun to watch. And see him battle with Zet is very funny. Let's talk about Cerebro. Cerebro is creepy and interesting, and he even makes a Betty coin, and he used it to make some Betty fusions and fights in this episode, and it's very interesting. So the characters in this episode is really good. Now let's talk about the dubbing. I said this before, but Mick Loward is killing it at Judla. I love how he does Judla so well, and it's so nice to hear Judla dub in English. Now, in the first episode review, I said I didn't really care for Zero's voice actor. Well, that opinion has changed now. Hearing him dub in English, it actually fits very well, and I finally know who voiced him. He's being voiced by Sean Schemmel. If you don't know who that is, that's the voice of Goku. That's really good casting for Ultraman Zero. So I take everything back what I said in the first episode review. Voice fits so well and it's really good and I really liked it. Kevin K. Gomez is also killing it as Riku. He's capturing Riku's emotional side so well when he talks about Belial and everything about his father and how he just wants him at the Bretts. I really like his voice for Riku. Marily Rodat is capturing Yoko so well, especially when she's in love with Zed and that scene happens. It's just such a funny scene, and she's having so much fun with that scene and role. Also, Zeno Robinson is killing it as well in this episode, and Matt Shipman with his chemistry with Zero, Sean Schemmel, is just really well done as well. So the voice actors are killing it again. I am so happy with this dub. Now let's talk about the effects. The fight scene in this episode is beautiful and awesome. Geed, Zero, and Zet fighting in the sunset. I love sunset fights so very much. They are so beautiful to look at. Now the Kaiju Belial fusions are awesome. I love all the designs. They're so cool. Personally, I love Kaiju fusions. I think they're really cool. And I wish we see more Kaiju fusions. So the effects in this episode is really good. Now let's talk about my criticisms. I have no criticisms for this episode. What do I like about this episode? I love when Ultraman fight human sides because it's just a didn't suspected and it's just interesting to watch. And I think it's really cool, especially how Zet could order Haruki's body. It kind of reminded me of Zero and Leto. I think that's just really cool. In the scene when the robots try to kill Riku, look at Judla. His reactions to everything is so funny.
back here!
What is my final thoughts for episode 7 of Ultraman Z? I think this episode is really good. It has many good things like Riku talking about Betia and he just wants to make his father Rets. I love that. I love seeing Zero, that's really cool. And the sunset fight scene is beautiful. I love that so very much. And Judla is awesome in this episode. So this episode is just a really good episode. Well, that is it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Xanathar is out.